Hi, welcome back to the Space Creator Show. Today, I'm so excited to be joined by the lovely Karla from Clear My Space. She is the #1 home organisation expert in Southeast London. And today we are going to be chatting about just that and Karla's journey towards starting her professional organising business, which is very, very interesting and exciting. And, there's a lot behind it. So I can't wait to chat to you today, Karla. Thank you so much for joining me.
So much for having me, Amy. Yes,
Aw.
I'm really excited for today. We are going to dive in. I think my episode is probably going to be a little bit different to others, less tips, but more hopefully inspirational to other professional organizers, people who want to start their own business. So that is kind of my take on today's episode.
I can't wait to get chatting.
Thank you for the warm introduction. I'm Karla from Clear My Space, Karla with a K, Claire with a K, just to give that kind of unique personalization. And I founded Clear My Space back in January 2023, where I actually met the lovely Amy at that time. So I will dive into that in a second. I am also the declutter expert on BBC One's Clean It, Fix It show, season number 4.
Well
So,
done.
thank you. I guess, yeah, just to start off as well about my tagline. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you need to. My tagline is creating peace like a river in your home. And I'll start off with that. I actually wanted to name the business that, but I was like, oh my God, that is so long. Can you imagine like creating peace like a river, like looking that up on Instagram? So really about just finding peace. I'm not an organizer who necessarily has things in pretty jars. Of course, I like things to look beautiful, but I want clients to leave, or for me to leave the client and feel peace in their home. And I always talk about that on my stories, in my content, because it's really, really personal to me. And I will dive into that about having that peace. It's so important. And Amy actually has really helped me on that journey of finding peace, of really connecting with my inner self. And I think that's been really important to not just think about the business, but more holistically about who am I? Who's Karla? Like, and how am I serving my clients and my amazing Clear My Space community? I have such an amazing community. People are always in my DMs, and I love the conversations that we have.
Yeah, amazing. I want to talk about your Instagram. I want to talk about your Instagram soon, but maybe you'll talk about that before. I don't know.
Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about my journey, how I became a professional organizer. And I'll be really honest, I actually didn't know that professional organizing was a thing, like it was a profession. It was, I mean, I won't go into like all the detail, but it was actually a friend who worked in the library and found a book about professional organizing. And she was like, literally, this is you. And I was like, this is a thing. And then we found out there's like a membership body. There's all I was like, wowzers. Okay, let me look into this a little bit closer. Honestly, I found Amy, and the same friend actually, I don't know if you remember Amy, but she tagged you in a post saying, "Oh, Karla, you need to follow this lady." And I had just recently followed you, and I was like, "Wow, the stars are aligning!" Like, yeah,
Everything's aligning. The universe is working.
exactly. And I was actually looking back on my phone and looking back to when I launched Clear My Space and when I met with Amy, and it's like literally a few days in between. And the
Wow.
reason for that was because I wanted to start the business as I mean to go on. So I found someone who I thought actually knows what they're doing, and I started following Amy. But before I get into the lovely Amy and her wonderful support, how did I start Clear My Space?
Yes.
So in 2021, and I guess I would start with saying like there's a bit of a trigger warning here, but
Mhm.
this is actually like the first time I'm sharing this in this setting. Like I've shared it one to one with mentors and friends, but I actually felt that sometimes when we've got stories that it will inspire other people. And
Absolutely.
we often think that actually we are the only people going through that thing, right? But even if it's just one person who's watching this, I was like, oh my gosh, like I went through something similar and that's really helped me, then I think this episode has been worth watching.
And you will inspire so many people, and I'm so proud of you. So yes, please tell us.
So in 2021, I took a leap of faith to leave my job. And the reason for that was kind of leading up to that process. I had a team member, and I would say a friend as well, you know, we become friends as colleagues, who
Mm.
was repeatedly attempting suicide. And I guess, yeah, she felt that she could confide in me, trusted me, and I was taking cabs on a weekly, monthly basis, dropping everything, going to her house to help her, to, you know, see what I could do to unpick what was going on. Sometimes I'd end up going to the hospital to see her. And I'll be honest, I felt sometimes like a failure because when it happened again, I was like, wow, like, did I not speak to her enough the last time? And even though I work for mental health charity, I guess I didn't really appreciate that I wasn't a professional and I was trying to perhaps share things that I thought would help. And I guess to cut a long story short, I along that way lost my confidence. Else, of course, this was never about me, but you know, when you're trying to help someone, I guess what I want to take away is just always think about how much support you can give someone, I guess I want to say.
Yes. Yeah.
Because also knowing your limits and
Mm.
signposting where you need to do that. And, you know, she's absolutely fine. But during that period, I felt like, wow, like this is a lot. But also, and
That
Amy
is,
and I, yeah,
it's, I mean, that's such a huge thing. The fact that you did that, I mean, it just, you're just such a kind person, such a support. I'm getting actually a bit emotional because you are, God, what's going on? But you are so kind, and you go above and beyond for everyone, and it's just such a testament to you that you really did that. And even though you know you said that you really struggled with it and you felt like a failure, I can't imagine for 1 second that she felt that way. She was probably just so appreciative for your support, and yeah, so yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Oh, that's okay. I guess sometimes, you know, you take on more than you can actually bear.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what I did essentially. And
Mm.
I I then started to feel very low in myself. And
Yeah.
I would actually say went into a state of depression myself as well. Like, I
Mm.
guess it just brought up other things from my childhood and, you know, not being able to process it. And right, you're in the middle of COVID. I forgot to say that. I think, you know, every episode must have COVID, right? Like, it's still a thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
God, just to top it all off, COVID.
yeah, you know, we were right in the midst of it. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I had to take a cab because like there was still the social distancing and all that kind of jazz that was going on. So yeah, I realized that actually I was getting really low. I wasn't able to support myself. I had my daughter was 7 at the time. My husband, he tore his Achilles tendon. Like there was a lot going on,
Yeah.
and I struggled to support myself, let alone anyone else, including my team. So I was a head of department at the time, big team, big projects. I was managing e-learning, and during COVID, of course, that's a big thing, right? Like everyone wants all their courses online now. So suddenly, Karla, who was just doing her little thing in the background, has now become the one that everyone wants to go to. Yeah, it was a lot. It was,
Big
it was,
responsibility.
it was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were days that I just couldn't get out of bed. I actually think I probably then caught COVID as well, but that's another story. I lost a lot of weight. I was really unwell, and I just stayed in bed. I stopped eating. Like I was really, really, really poorly. But there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And I guess leaving my job, I would say is probably the best thing that I could have done because if I hadn't done that, I would still be working there. And not, amazing organization. But I guess we don't see what will come out of split experiences. And, you say that to me all the time and be like, you'll come back and say, that was the reason why that thing happened. And this is the reason why, I don't want to say this is the reason why that happened, but Clear My Space was born out of that. And
Yeah.
what happened was, whilst I was in bed, feeling really poorly, thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to have to leave all my stuff for my family to deal with.
Mm.
And I started to just chip away at things. First, decluttering things from my phone. I was like, right, all these emails, like, let's go through that. All these contacts, I'm like, who's even this person? So I started to declutter digitally. Remember, I didn't even know that professional organizing was a thing back in 2021.
Yeah.
And then I started with my bedside table. I just opened the drawer with little energy and just taking out all the crap that, you end up just dumping in your bedside table, right? And as I got stronger, I sought professional help mainly through psychotherapy and just being really honest and open with those very close to me. And I started to get stronger. And as I got stronger, every day I would declutter one small space. And I know professional organizers, we always say start with one small space, don't get overwhelmed. But I am living proof of that.
Yeah.
This is a lived experience that I'm sharing. And I did exactly that. The bedside table, then the chest of drawers, then bits of, I live in a small flat. Like, look, this is my kitchen here. This is my living room here. So I don't have a huge space. But when you open up stuff, there's crap inside, right? That,
Okay.
like, why am I keeping this, right? Keeping stuff just in case what?
Oh my God,
I
just in case.
chipped away at our home to the point where my husband would come home every day excitedly asking, what area did you declutter today? He actually got into it as well. Yeah, I even did. We've got a little front garden that is onto a main road, and I met some amazing people there because I was decluttering the garden as well, I was pulling out all the weeds, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're still at it!" But I found such therapy in letting go
Mm.
and also shopping from my house because now I'm without a job, right? I've left my job. So I had to be really focused on what I was spending money on. And I realized so much about me because I was that person that you get your paycheck and like, right, I work really hard. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in treating yourself, of course. But I'd be like, right, I need this. I need some new AirPods, even though they're only 6 months old. I don't know, I need some new coasters. I'm literally just picking up random stuff on the table. But you know what I mean, right? You would just think, oh, I just need this stuff. I need new clothes. Or I'd be going on, holiday and think, oh yeah, I need new outfits. But I realized that actually I just needed to shop from my house and be really grateful for what I have and
Yeah.
find such gratitude in that. And yeah, 2021, 22 period really taught me that. But also, it was a really lovely opportunity for me to spend time with our daughter. So,
Yeah.
7 at the time, and it was homeschooling. Like, big up to all those homeschooling moms, but that is not for me.
I genuinely like I did not know how people were doing that at the time when COVID happened. I was like, I mean, literally like this last week or this week and next week. Oh, sorry, last week and this week. I have Ottilie, my mum is away and she goes to nursery, but on Thursdays my mum has her all day. And like I'm with her all day and I'm like stressed. Like, how do people deal with this? Like it's just a lot. I'm
Honestly,
good half, but it's wild, yeah.
she knew everyone in my work, right? She used to attend all the meetings with me, like, hi, hi. Then everyone would like be talking back to her. I was like, no, don't entertain her. Like, we've got stuff to do. So, but at the same time as well, I wasn't able to spend time with her. Yeah, at the beginning of COVID, it was like, that 1 hour walk. I was barely doing that. And my husband was doing it before he tore his Achilles. And it was just amazing to spend that time with her to really disconnect from all the noise and focus with her. And we got to do such amazing things together, which, I hope she will remember those
Oh,
long-lasting
I'm sure.
memories and years.
Yeah.
So yes, so that was 2021, 2022. And then at the tail end of 2022, my friend that I mentioned at the beginning, she said, "Oh, there's this startup coffee morning for women." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And it was actually the day after my birthday, it was in September. And she said, "Right, I'm going to book it and I'm going to come with you because if I don't come with you, you ain't going to go." I was like, "All right."
Good accountability there.
I know, I know, I know. But yes, we
Oh,
went, and it was lovely to be amongst women who are thinking about starting up their businesses. Long story short, the facilitator, she opened up some coaching sessions to women who want to start their own business, and my friend was like, "Yeah, Karla, she can do it," and I was like, "Really?" So I did a few coaching sessions with her, and yeah, she just helped me to crystallize my thoughts around organizing. But also, I started to help people in my local community. And I have a very dear friend. She lives a few roads up from me. She's in her 80s, her and her husband, and her son was coming over from Brazil. And she said, "Carla, like, I can't host them for Christmas because my house, like, I had to do a renovation in the kitchen and the stuff is everywhere." So I was like, "Don't worry, I'll come and help you." And
oh,
yeah, I always give credit to her on my Clear My Space journey because we started off with her saying, "I can't let go of this. I might need this thing. I've had this for 50 years." And I ended up helping her for a whole week. And
wow.
yeah, by the end of it, she was like, "No, I don't need this, don't need this, don't need this," to the point that I was taking stuff from her house and bringing it to my recycling, to my bin, to our car so we could take it to the tip because she was realizing also the power of decluttering. Yeah, I was like,
Amazing.
wow, there's definitely something in this. And in January, new year, new start, I thought just going to get started. And actually, my coach and I, the previous one, we always say that just get started to the
Yeah.
point that one of my pathways, no longer, of course, was just get started because it was just this thing of sometimes as business, as people with ideas, we just need to get started. We need to forget about having everything perfect because actually there isn't anything such as perfection. And I
Yeah.
say that as someone who strives perfection.
It's a big thing. It is like I'm the same, and it is with business. We tend to think we need to know absolutely everything and have all of our ducks in a row, and actually, you just need to start because 9 times out of 10, you just learn from taking action, don't you? But
Yeah.
yeah, totally. I love that.
So yes, I just got started middle of January, and it was really funny because my daughter had her friend over for sleepover, and normally at that age, still quite involved with what they're doing, getting their bath and all of that ready. And I just went to the bedroom and I was like, right, I'm just gonna launch my Instagram. I'm gonna create my email address, just get started, do my first post, and I will always remember whenever they come for sleepover, even to today, I was like, yes, I remember when you were here and I just got started.
Yeah. That's amazing. I love that.
So I guess in summary, I just want to encourage those listening, watching to take that leap of faith, to remember that you're not alone on any journey. There's always help out there. It's about seeking that help. And, I started off with not having much, not knowing much, but just thinking, what's the worst that could happen, right? Like I could start and no one books me, and then I go and find a job like what I was in. Yeah, no problem. But sometimes you need to bet on yourself, and I just want to encourage you to do that. If you're thinking of starting, whether it's a passion project or leaving your job, of course, make sure that you can pay the bills because don't come back and say, "Carla told me to leave my job."
Take responsibility for
Take
yourself.
responsibility and just trust the process. I think that's something that Amy, you have taught me, like trust the process. And even to today, I tell my clients this, we're in the messy middle, we've emptied out a whole kitchen onto the floor and they're like, oh my gosh. And once I help them through that overwhelm, but I always remind them, trust the process. And when we come
Yeah.
out of it, whether 4, 6, 8 hours, and they're like, wow, we've done it. And they they're so proud of themselves. And I guess I just want everyone to just be proud of yourself. Even those small steps that you take, they are big wins, and they will all come together, and you will just find such joy in what you're doing, because if you've got a passion for something, it's going to shine through. So yes, I guess that's my little journey.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and when you are doing something that you love, it's just everything is so much easier. With business, it's of course it's very different from going to a job, and I'm absolutely not saying that jobs are not hard, because gosh, there's so many different types of jobs, but it's having a business, it's you, and so you are responsible for absolutely everything, and you don't get paid if you don't do the work right, and so it's that, but also it's you get to do what you love, and so as much as yes it's hard in a lot of ways, it's that trade-off, isn't it? It's like I work more now than I've ever done in any job in my entire life, and I would still rather do that than be
Yeah.
working for someone else, because everything that I'm doing is working towards me, what I want, my daughter, whatever it is, and I get to make the decisions. And that's the thing, especially if you are a bit of a control freak and you don't really like being told what to do, which is like me, it's the best thing, even if it is tricky, sometimes. But yeah, absolutely. And I just think it's a brave thing to do as well. But ultimately, when you do something that you love, your life just tends to be happier, right? And just like better in general. So in January, then that was when you started, and you did my course. It was originally called Set Up and Start Your Professional Organizing Business. Very long-winded, hence the name change now. Oh my goodness. Why did I do that? But you found that on Instagram, didn't you? Did you, or you
I
found that from when
did.
you
I think I found it through my personal account initially. So I think I actually hadn't. I think when I reached out to you, I hadn't actually launched as yet. So I reached out to you. So I think I was just looking at other professional organizers, found you, but also found that you did a course. And I was like, wow, okay. And I'm all about learning from others. Of course, yes, you want to be empowered and learn things for yourself. But this, I felt, whilst I was really passionate about what I wanted to do, and I felt I had the skills to do that, it was very organized in my office job. I was the one that had all their files. My desktop was like, zero is this, one is that, two is that. All my folders neatly organized. And I would have spring cleaning with my team for all of our files, all of our paperwork. I would get them all together. I would go through that. So I had that natural love for organization. And whilst I talked about, going through my own stuff and carrying out the crap, it wasn't loads of stuff. I always say that we always need to declutter our house, right? Like it's ongoing all the time. There's stuff that comes into our house every single day.
yeah
Yes, I started your course in the January. At that time, it was a 4-week course, and
yeah
I remember crying on the last week because tops. So I don't know if you remember this little folder 2 years ago, nearly 3 years ago. So Amy, let me tell you about Amy.
If you're if just listening on the podcast, then you can't see, but Carla is holding up her blue file that she had when she did the course with me.
And yes, I put some affirmations on here, and one of them is know your worth. And that is definitely something that you have helped me with. But Amy's
Good.
course, so comprehensive, honestly. And I have taken some courses during my professional organizing time. I'm pushing back my chair because I need to open up the folder just to demonstrate all of these pages. And
Oh,
I was very studious. I used to print them out, hole punch them, go to the
so organized.
library.
Yeah, so organized. I loved it. Yeah.
If you're listening or watching and thinking, I want to take a course, then you need to put the time in. I just want to
Yeah.
make that, put that out there, because sometimes I think people take courses and think, well, actually, that person is going to just do all the work for them. But one
Yeah.
thing I love about Amy, even though sometimes she gives you the tools, because it's much better for you to go back, learn all of that stuff, so then you can then do that. And also, you can help others. I've taught so many other just, little bitty things where they're like, oh, Karla, like, oh yeah, I don't know, set up your Monzo account. Like, oh yeah, I did that. Like, it takes 5 minutes. This is what you need to do. So it's also
Yeah.
about being able to then help others and give your skills back to others as well. So yes, I
Yeah.
did your course where I didn't know anything about how to set up a business. And
Yeah.
from step
Yeah.
one all the way through, you helped me from setting up that bank account, all the legal stuff, the Instagram, the branding, thinking about what my ideal client should look like, what challenges there may be. But also, you don't gatekeep. Remember, I'm just starting off and I was asking you questions, and you're like, oh, yeah, even down to, what cleaner you should use. And I remember you're like, oh, I use Method. So it's all those things where sometimes you don't get that level of support, and I would say that you are my biggest cheerleader, honestly.
Oh,
And that's the thing where you want to know that someone has got your back when you do
yeah.
that post, that you'll have that meeting and you will talk about my content, and I'm like, oh, okay, so she's okay. And yeah, just the fact that you just give everything. And sometimes I literally will take this folder out to go back. I was like, oh yeah, let me go back to week 3 because I just want to refer to something. And
Yeah.
yes, it was the best investment. That, again, remember, I didn't have a job, didn't have any income, but I thought I need to bet on myself and invest in
Yeah.
myself to help the business.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, it's like, you need to know what you need to know when you start a business, and you already knew how to declutter, how to organize. And that's the thing. It's like a lot of people become a professional organizer because they absolutely love organizing things. They love decluttering. They love helping people. But a lot of the time, 9 times out of 10, they have no idea about the business side. And actually, that is the thing, because anyone can say, well, I want to do something that I love, but you also need to know how to do the rest of it. Otherwise, it doesn't, you can't do it. And so that's the thing. And when yes, of course, anyone can muddle it together, obviously, but it will take you 6 months, a year, if not longer. And also, you're making mistakes. You're having the trial and error. It's taking you longer to actually like help clients and things like that because you haven't got it. And yeah, and I think that's the thing. It just fast tracks you. And well, this is the right thing to do. This is it, and it's just set up. And yeah, like you said, of course you have to do the work. It's like anything. You don't get it, but it's all. This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. So you don't then waste time working out how to do it or working out what you need to do. It's all just there. You just need to go and do it. So it's taking you 2 hours instead of 20 days. It's
Which it would have
that.
taken me, seriously. But yes,
Yeah.
there's another course I took, and people were like, okay, so I know how to organize now, but I don't know how to set my business up. And I was like, hi, I know someone, and I have recommended countless professional organizers to you because this was on a personal recommendation, because I
Yeah.
knew the benefits that I got from it. And it wasn't just the folder with all the notes. Like I said, it's about the cheerleading. You follow me, you check in on me, you want to make sure that I'm doing the things that I said I will do. And that accountability, no pun intended, is priceless. My surname is Price.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I invested in everyone's success because I want them to do well, because ultimately, as much as obviously we know I love business and marketing, which is why I started Pro Organiser Academy, but my root why, I suppose, is because I genuinely want, for me specifically women, because that is who I really help, but I genuinely want everyone to be happier. And having a house full of stuff and being and drowning in clutter and everything does not make you happy, and also it affects the environment. And so that's my main thing. Like, I want everyone to declutter their house, have a better life, have a happier life, be more environmentally friendly. And so it's the best of both worlds. I help people declutter, but I also help professional organizers help more clients. So it's all helping towards hopefully making a lot more people happy, right? And like, that's what I want. I just want everyone to be happy. It's a big goal. Like, that's a lot of people, but We got to start somewhere, right?
And I can see that you're doing that. There's always so much love and praise for you from your courses, especially when people finish your courses or your coaching. It's like, oh my gosh, it's the last one. And I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well because
Yeah.
genuinely look forward to our sessions. Like, oh my God, it's Amy time. And
Oh,
because I know that I'm going to get so much out of it, and we haven't even prepared what we're going to say to this is genuinely me sharing from the
yeah.
heart that you come away feeling so inspired as well. Like you share the things that are working for you. That's the thing, right? Like sometimes people just tell you, okay, yeah, do this, do that, but you're actually telling me, Carla, I tried this worked, go and try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I could probably start talking about tapping now, right? Like, it's all right.
Let's go clapping.
My gosh, let's talk about tapping.
Let's talk
Tapping.
about it.
As okay, I'm going to show a piece of paper. I wrote on the top of the paper, amazing. This podcast is going to be amazing because every
Yes.
single day since Amy introduced me to EFT tapping, I have been doing it. And the days I don't do it, I notice it.
Yeah. Same.
It just starts me off for the day. And if you haven't heard about tapping, and Brad Yates is a guy, go and check him out.
Brad's your guy. We love Brad.
To the point that my daughter, who is now, well, she'll be 12 shortly, she does the tapping with me every morning at 7:30. To the point where she'd be like, "Mommy, are we ready for tapping?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And she knows the words. And the reason we started it was actually through her exam period to just help her to be more confident in herself and focused on her success because I think often as women, I'm black, often as black women, we feel that actually we might not be worthy of success to some of our white counterparts. And I was like, no, girl, you're going to do this. You're going to smash it out the park. Like, let's not talk negatively to ourselves. She's like, oh, maybe I'll get 60%. No, we aiming for, we aim for the top. And tapping has transformed my life because it just sets me up. And when I'm having a low moment, I just pause, tap. And like you say, Amy, it's like some people are like, oh, this is real woo woo. I'm like, that it might be, but whatever it is working for me.
Yeah. It might be woo woo, but it works, so fuck it. Yeah. It is. It just does. And I'm so happy that it's helped you so much because it genuinely helps me. And I think sometimes people think it's just like I think sometimes people think of mindset and energy work as it's just you're saying, oh, just do this, almost like to just kind of like, I don't know what the right word is, but just say, oh, just do this and it'll be fine, almost to like get out of something. But it's not. It genuinely works. And I feel that if something is not working for you right now, like me, like I started it because I was like, okay, something is not, like I'm missing something, there's something not working, so I need to do something about it, so I am going to do whatever it takes, right? And that's the thing, it's like you get to a point you're like, well, nothing else is working, so let me just try it.
Yeah.
I might feel like I look like a complete idiot tapping my head or whatever it is, because you do. I'm not gonna lie, like the first time I did it I was like, what the hell am I doing? And it is a bit weird, but it works. And just try, do you know what I mean? Just try it. Like,
yeah. And so I do amazing day and the money as well. And again, talking about money, that's something that as business owners, we sometimes don't feel that we are entitled or we should earn within our business again as women. And that's something that you really helped me with because actually the more money that we make, the more people that we can help.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 100%. It's like you're literally helping clients, but also for you as well, I'm sure. But like all the money I make in my business, aside from paying myself, I reinvest back to help more people with so much free content and whatever it is. Like I don't have to do that. Like I don't have to pay all the stuff out that I do to create all this content, hiring people, whatever. I don't have to do that for free, but I want to because I want to help more people. And that's it. It's like, you're probably going to talk about this, but just quickly, one thing Brad says as well in the tapping thing with the money, it's like good people need to make more money. like money is, what's the word, like that money is not neither good nor bad, right? But it depends whose hands it's in. If you are a nasty person, then more money is going to help you to be nastier. If you are a nice person, it's going to help you to be better, right? It's like, but we have this thing, so many of us, we're brought up with like, oh, money is the root of all evil or whatever bullshit we're fed, and it's not. Like, it's just not. Anyway, there's my rant.
No,
Carry
no,
on.
no, I agree. I mean, I have run workshops for, I spent, let's say the whole day, because commuting, the prepping, delivering, all of that,
Yeah.
£30 for the day. But that is all
Say it again.
for £30.
Say that again.
So I have run workshops where I've spent the whole day, so the commuting time, both ends, and then the delivering of the workshop in the middle and answering the questions at the end, etc., for £30 a day. Well, okay, I might not do it at that price now, but one of the reasons was because I wanted to help more people. These are community events for people who are looking for jobs, low-income families, and come to community centers. And again, I want to inspire. That's a lot of people say, "Oh my gosh, Karla, you're always on stories, you're always sharing stuff, you're always giving lots of content." But again, it's to inspire and to help others and create peace like a river. So yes, where was I going with that? The money, yes.
The money. If you're not like putting your oxygen mask on first, right, you can't help other people, and that's it. If you're not, again, with the business owners, like a lot of business owners don't charge their worth, and that's it. When you're not, then you can't do the extra things, like you can't do the charity work and the various other things that we might want to do. Yeah, it's definitely a super important thing.
But also, one thing I realized before I started one-to-one coaching with you this year in March was that I was starting to feel quite deflated because I wasn't earning what, I really wanted to earn at least what I was earning in my office job. And I wasn't doing that, earning a couple hundred a month, and I was like, oh wow, like this isn't great, but perhaps I'm going to have to get another job to supplement it. And I think when I started to then do that work on myself and the reasons why, then that really helped me, which is now I'm literally fully booked. Like, we had to struggle to get this time in the diary because
we both have like crazy diaries. We were like, where the hell are we going to put it?
I had a
one of my
morning.
And it was crazy. One of my coaching clients literally moved this session, which was how we were able to get this in, because she had moved to somewhere else later on. And then I was like, right, we've got a space. But yeah, it was ridiculous. I'm so proud of you though, Karla. You've done so much work. And again, it's that whole thing about, oh no, I just need to know this, or I just need to know that, or I just need to do this. And actually everything comes down to how you feel about yourself. Everything. Because if you do not feel worthy of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it will not happen. It just won't. And we make it so hard for ourselves because we're like, oh no, that's fluffy work, that's not going to do anything. No, it's not. Like, you do that and you will 100% do so much better. But yeah, you've just, it's amazing. I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. And yeah, just to follow on from like the coaching, and one of the things that you asked me to do, I know there's many things you asked me to do. Sometimes when I come to our coaching, I'm like, oh my gosh, Amy, I haven't done X, Y, Z. But there are some things I have absolutely done. And I've got this lovely notebook, which on the front says, protect your peace. And you asked me to do some tasks. And one of them was what I want success to look like. And I sat in the balcony. We were on holiday in Cyprus, and I sat in the balcony and I wrote pages and pages of what I wanted to look like, but also what my limiting beliefs were as well. Because again, as business owners, I think we always think, what, we're not deserving of certain things, or we're not good enough, or will anyone buy this thing? Will anyone pay that price for it? And you really got me to think about what those limiting beliefs were and how I could overcome those as well.
Yeah, I love that. And it's that, I was so pleased that you actually took the time to do that, because again, we tend to go, oh, I don't have time to do that, that's not as important as something else. But actually that is, it is really the important work, and it helps you to understand like so much more about yourself, doesn't it?
It does,
for sure.
It really, I mean, I literally wrote pages and pages. It was a very, very good exercise, to the point that my husband came up to the back and he's like, you okay? Like, what are you doing now?
What are you doing?
I know. But he's
Oh.
all in as well. Like he was like, "What is this happening thing? Why are you talking to yourself?" But yeah,
Yeah. He started doing it, didn't he? I'm sure it was a few weeks ago in one of our sessions, and you said that Jay started
yeah,
doing it.
exactly. He was making dinner and he was joining in.
Love it. I love it. And I don't know if you were going to say something, but I was just going to ask about like your Instagram, because you have touched on it a bit, just like how much you just are so good on Instagram. I hardly ever scroll because I'm so crazy and I just don't scroll that often. But sometimes when I see your stories, I'm like, oh my God, like you share everything, and it's so good because I think again, it just helps so many people, doesn't it? Even if people aren't like necessarily working with you, they're just following your journey and watching what you're doing, and you're really open on there, and I love that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's just say, like, sometimes I do feel like, oh, it's a bit of a chore, but we just have to build in that time. I guess what makes me want to come on and talk on stories is the community that I've built and
Yeah.
the responses that I get, and I really love it for them because my next door neighbor, she'd be like, "Oh, Carla, I'm doing my under the sink," and just it's just crazy, right? Like, you forget that people are watching, or you go to a
Yeah.
client's house and they say, "Oh, look at what I've done because I shared about XYZ," and that for me is just the sweetest. But yes, I've got strong brands in terms of colors. So I'm from Barbados. So my blue and yellow are inspired by my Barbadian roots. And yes, I try to inject those. I feel they're quite vibrant and reflect who I am as a person. And
Yes.
yes, I get a lot of feedback like, about the blue and the yellow.
Vibrant, I feel like, is a great word to describe you, Carla.
I love to bring the
Yeah.
energy. It's all about the energy, especially in what we're doing, right? Like you can't just be really low. You've got to motivate,
Yeah.
inspire, and just champion what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I love it, and it is. Yeah, it is definitely like that. So do you want to tell us a bit about the show?
So I am the declutter expert on season 4 of Clean It, Fix It, which is on BBC One. You can watch episodes on BBC iPlayer. I am on a few episodes on there. If you want to know specifically which episodes, you can drop me a little DM and I can share that with you. But what an amazing opportunity. And honestly, I remember I was decluttering a client's wardrobe, literally knee deep in clothes, and I got a phone call and it rang on my watch actually. And it was a new client. I was like, I don't really want to answer the phone call. And I just remember, yeah, getting that phone call. And yeah, I guess as I say, the rest is history. Several interviews later. Yes, really. And the opportunity wasn't just not about me. Again, it's about inspiring others. I remember I launched on a Monday and within a few hours, there was someone in my DMs asking for virtual coaching, and to be able to inspire people, the general public, to declutter their homes, to find peace within their own home, to be able to know what they have. There's, I guess, three things that I talk about a lot. So one is progress, not perfection. Progress, progress,
Yeah.
progress, right? Like if we are professional organizers, sometimes we want to line up all our glasses the same height, but if you haven't got enough glasses that are that same height, it's about progress, right? It's actually about focusing about or using those glasses rather than how it looks. So progress, not perfection, a place for everything and everything in its place. I'll give a funny story about that actually. So the client I had this morning, I went to her special birthday, let's say, her special birthday party, and her daughter asked me, she's like, Carla, do you know where we keep the candles? And I was like, of course I know, because I organized your kitchen. Let me take you and show you around because she wasn't there when I do the walk around. And I was like, the baking section, and we've got all the baking stuff there, including all the candles. And lo and behold, it was there, and everyone in the room was laughing because a place for everything and everything in its place. We don't want to be spending time looking for stuff. We want to know where things are in our home, especially as busy moms, right? You know what? You want to know where the goggles are for swimming on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. We need to know where the library books are. I always create a library book section for busy parents. Well, for parents, because every parent is busy. Just knowing where everything is. And thirdly,
Yeah,
so we've got progress, not perfection, a place for everything and everything in its place. And thirdly, my tagline, creating peace like a river in your home. And I just
love
always,
it.
always remind clients about that. It's about we want peace in our home. The less stuff that you have, the less things you need to manage. Because everything in our house we need to manage, whether it's cleaning it, dusting it, tidying it, repairing it, whatever it is. So the less stuff, the less mental load that you're going to have in your home.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you have in your home is potentially a to-do list, isn't it?
It is. It is. Even the plants, right? Like you got to water them.
Oh,
You've got to cut the leaves.
dust them.
Yeah.
Like the dust. Oh my god! Like that. My pink lily in my house, in my like ensuite, is the only houseplant I've ever managed to properly keep alive. I don't know how. I water it when it starts to go limp, and that's just when I water it, and it's the dust on it. I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And I didn't realize that dust on leaves of plants actually like isn't good for it. And so, oh my god, I mean, can you imagine? I'm like, can't cope with this. I just can't. I
I'm
have
not a
to.
good plant mom. I've occasionally got flowers, but yeah, that's it.
Is literally my limit. Apart from that one piece lily, everything else has died. That is not my forte for sure. So Karla, you've mentioned like quite a bit on your Instagram about obviously your mum really kind of struggling with like her mental health and clutter. Do you want to talk a bit about that? Because I think that will really help some of our listeners as well, if you're good to talk about
Yeah,
that.
of course, that's fine. So my mom has, as you mentioned, mental health, specifically bipolar schizophrenia. She lives in Barbados, and yeah, a lot of people always say, "Oh, you're going home? You're going to Barbados?" And I'm like, actually, I am not going to be sipping cocktails on the beach or just lounging on our lovely golden sandy beaches. I generally go there to help my mom with so many things, but one of the things primarily is helping her in her home. She keeps everything. So, for example, if I send her a birthday card, which I talked about on Instagram stories recently, she will keep the
Yeah.
envelope because I wrote it. It's special to her. Everything is special, even though, I try to encourage her, just remind her, if we keep everything, then nothing is special. But
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, one of the things that saddens me, and I have quite a tricky relationship with my mom, to be quite honest and open about it, is when I started Clear My Space and I excitedly told her about this, like, your mom should be your biggest cheerleader. And
Yeah.
she was like, what? You mean you will tell someone to go and clean someone else's house? And I was like, well, first of all, I'm not cleaning. Of course, yes, I do cleaning of the spaces that I'm decluttering. I said, Mom, but I'm helping people to edit out the things that no longer serve them. And I guess it's a concept that some people don't understand, and I totally get that. But even to this day, she doesn't even know about the Clean It Fix It opportunity because we just don't talk about Clear My Space, which is really sad for me. And I just really struggle sometimes with that and the relationship that we have, because I have such an amazing relationship with my daughter. Like, we're so close. And I guess, yeah, sometimes I get quite jealous of other organizers when I see they're like, oh, yeah, my mom's coming to help, or she's doing this, or she's doing that. And I'm like, okay, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Again, we always look for the positives. And I guess the positive from this is my childhood and how much I had to grow up. I got separated from my mom when I was really young, and I had to learn to fend for myself and how to take care of myself and organize my own things. So I guess there's when we always think, oh, why did that thing happen to us? And how in life now we're helping others. And I guess I have to
Yeah.
find gratitude in that time in my life and how that has helped me now to shape the person I am and help others in their home.
Yeah. But such a tough, and well, that's so minimal, isn't it, for what you had to kind of go through. But yeah, it is trying to see the positives. But I mean, I just think you're such an inspiration, and I know that your community do as well. You just are absolutely amazing. So yeah, I just think everything you've achieved is phenomenal, and you definitely help multiple people every single day. And I'm sure I think your career is just going to absolutely explode. I just see it. I see it. You're just, yeah, you put so much effort into everything, and you're so committed to helping people and your business journey and being such an incredible role model to your daughter. Like, yeah, I just think it's amazing, and I'm so pleased to have you on the podcast chatting.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for allowing me to share my journey. And again, hopefully, if it's just one person, to inspire that one person to get started on their own journey, to get started on their journey as an entrepreneur, as decluttering their own home, right? So start with that bedside table, because that is where my journey started and has definitely helped me to then help others.
Absolutely. So Karla, if people are listening and they're like, obviously I need Karla to help me, where can they find you? Like, what do you offer? I know that you're offering virtual now as well, which is great, because I'm sure there's going to be people that want your help virtually who are not in Southeast London. So how can they get in touch? Tell us your Instagram handle and everything.
Yes, you can find me at Claire My Space. That's Claire with a K, and you will immediately know it's me, actually, because it will have that blue and yellow. So that is how you will know that you found the right one. I offer services both in person as well as virtually. So now, and the reason I started virtually with Amy's help is because there are people who were outside of Southeast London, outside of London, who wanted to work with me. And I wanted a way in which I could serve more people. So I offer virtual service as well. And I also have a number of digital products also available through my Instagram page also.
Yeah. Amazing. And they're all like instant access, aren't they? So you can just go on there and click, and you can get all of Karla's decluttering and organizing advice in some handy downloads. So yeah, definitely go and check those out as well. Amazing.
Great. Thank you so much, Amy, for having me. And yes, I mean, we'll be talking tomorrow probably.
Yeah, I know, we will. Oh, I was just going to ask you one more thing, Karla. What is, if you have one, I know that you just love everything, but if you had to choose, what is your favorite room to declutter and or organize?
Very good question. So I will answer in two parts. So, okay, if I had to choose one room, I would say it's the kitchen, because I just feel it's the hub of the home. I mainly work with families, moms specifically, and they're just always talking about multiple things that they buy because they forgot that they had it, not being able to encourage their kids to be independent. So thinking about the flow of the kitchen to create that independence, to make life easier for them. And again, just having a place for everything. So when they open up those kitchen cupboards, they can see exactly what they have. So I would say a kitchen. But you know what? I love junk drawers and junk cupboards. Like, honestly, like, clients always laugh at me in home consultations, whether I do it in person or virtually, because I get so excited. I start rubbing my hands because I can see the transformation before they can see it. And I will talk about it, and then I will come and execute it. And they're like, wow, it's just like how you said it was going to be. Of course, there might be some changes to it. On Friday, for example, I did the kitchen, and there were two junk drawers, and I asked the client to take everything out of one. I said the other one you could do as homework. In the end, she did both. But I said, we can take everything out. We're going to layer it with Tupperware, because she had loads of Tupperware. And she was like, huh? I was like, trust the process. And then when she finished, we opened up the drawer. She could see where her batteries were, where the candles were. And that's what we want. We want things to be purposeful. So I'm all about giving things a purpose. The Tupperware, if it hasn't got, if the lid, okay, fine, the lid can go. But the base, I'm like, Mama, we can use that Tupperware. So
Yeah.
yes, kitchen, favorite place, but also I love junk drawers and junk cupboards. Also, sorry, one last thing. Don't say that you have got a spare room. We don't do spare room. Spare is banned. Because if it's true,
Yes.
you think, oh, I can put anything in there. No, we want to give it a purpose. Either it's a guest room,
Yeah.
it's an office, anything like that, but not spare. So yes, any clients listening,
Yeah.
they'll know that word's banned from their vocabulary.
It's a great tip because it does just open the invite to just use it as a dumping
Yeah,
ground. So
right.
yeah,
Of
brilliant,
course.
brilliant tip.
Exactly.
Oh, amazing. Karla, thank you so much. It's been so nice to have you on the show. And we will link all of your details and everything in the show notes or in the YouTube description, wherever you're watching. So if you're listening, you can find all of Karla's details under there, and go and give her a follow on Instagram at ClearMySpace and get some of the Karla vibes. And yeah, she will help you. Cool. Amazing. Thank you so much, Karla. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode of the Space Creator Show. If you, like Karla, want to join my Pro Organiser business blueprint, then you can click the link down below. Doors are open again shortly for last minute sign up. So if you want to join, definitely get on the wait list, and then you will get the email to come and join me. And I can't wait to help you set up your amazing professional organizing business. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this week for another episode of the Space Creator Show. And I will see you next week.